YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and I am back with the Hannibal at the Gates campaign, and I'm here on the diplomacy screen, just kind of show you where we stand for now. We've gotten quite a way in our pacification of Spain, or Iberia. The thing is it's now 217 BC, which means we've already missed the Battle of the Trebia in historical means. But it's because this campaign actually starts you out with quite a bit of work to do as far as the pacification of Iberia. So with Hannibal, I mean, you just have to straight up and just start walking through these people's territory to get there, which you could do. I mean, they may come out and challenge you, they may not. But if you did get challenged and didn't have any territory to retrain, it could get quite dangerous. Might be kind of fun to try sometime. But yeah, in any case, I think overall things are going pretty well. Let's see, I was going to take a look at... So Syracuse, of course, is at war with me, but Emporion made peace with me. And I wanted to see... Obviously, they still don't like me.
My attention for the next few minutes.
And they don't want a trade
Make
agreement.
Case,
and they probably don't want a non-aggression pact. Alright, well, whatever. I will take pleasure in killing them when the time comes anyway. I think we were waiting with Hannibal. We're ready to take this city. Because we have to pacify the Ebro, and in order to do so, I need to capture this city and this one here, I believe. We can just double-check our objectives, which... Yeah, so this settlement and this settlement have to be captured in order to pacify the Ebro Valley. I think it'll be fun to just go ahead and fulfill that with Hannibal. So even though maybe we're a little behind schedule, overall not feeling too terribly bad. We can still make things unfold even if it doesn't necessarily meet the timeline that's within the game here. And let's take a look at, oops, objectives and the ultimate objectives. Control 50 turns. Yeah, so... just 50 settlements either by direct ownership or client states, and it has to include Mauritania through ownership or client states and military allies. Why would I not be in possession of Mauritania? Oh, they are defensive allies. They need to become my military allies, or I'm going to have to take it from them. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, well, we do have a little bit of money at the moment. This region is... pretty upset. It's because of raiding going on? Is there any raiding? Okay, yeah, it's the raiding from the small fleet here. That's what's pouring over, and I do remember that I had picked these guys up and started heading that way so that we can sink them. Go ahead and upgrade the hulls on these vessels. Alright, we'll try and take them out on the next turn. Or at least scare them off so that raiding penalty goes away. We have a lot of buildings that we could potentially build, which is good because my income's actually starting to pick up. We're about to finish some technology research here too, which will give us a little more wealth from commerce, and then we'll just keep building on that until we get to this point, which gives me a whole lot more wealth in general. So that'll work out nicely. Hannibal's into position to attack. We've hit the... Lusitani pretty good, and now we can continue to Aliso. We got counterattacked here, if you all don't remember, and I kind of think, what kind of units do I have here? Mostly mercenary units. That's fine. We'll just leave this one alone, but we do need to build something here before it becomes a slum. So let's go ahead and just start a temple there to start to pacify that province a little. And let's take Hannibal in and go for the assault.
We fight for you, my lord.
I'm going to go ahead and declare war. They don't have any allies. I'm not going to call my allies to help.
Right.
And they have a pretty sizable force here to defend. They even have some guerrilla warriors. They have a lot of Iberian swordsmen, which they outnumber me for sure. My Libyan infantry and elephants are quite capable of helping to mop up this many swordsmen. We could, if I pull a night attack, it won't really change much. But could be kind of fun. So this is Hannibal and Bale's Wrath attacking the enemy forces here. They have a huge cavalry advantage. They have a lot of cavalry, but I have these heavy spearmen here too that I can throw in, and they ought to do pretty good against this light cavalry. In fact, I mean, they just outnumber me pretty massively, but with these Ballista, I think we can even it out. I'll do a night attack just for the fun of it. See if they sallied out against me, or... Nope, they stayed in the city. That's fine. Supposedly the AI underwent some tweaks in this last hotfix, that are supposed to make it maybe slightly less idle whenever it's inside an unwalled city getting pounded by artillery. So this will actually be a good chance to test that to see if they decide to come out and rush me since they have the numbers. They've also got quite a few skirmishers that could threaten me, and they could protect them with all that Iberian cav. In fact, that Iberian cav would be quite a threat to my light sword units. They would be best protected by my elephants, of course.
Ballista!
Let's see where the main entries. So I'm thinking to deploy here. And I'm gonna just go ahead and put my spearmen here in the center. And then I'll put one of these heavy sword units on either flank. And then let's put my elephants here behind my infantry for support. And then let's save these javelin men.
As you wish.
And let's put my mercenaries in the back to start off with, just so I can keep them protected. And then my Carthaginian cav I'll just keep close to. I'm going to stay somewhat defensive at the moment.
Ballista!
Let's see.
Promise you victory if we hold to our purpose. If you give no ground, if you fight, we will whip these dogs. We will take the fight to the enemy, men.
Hannibal says that if we fight hard, we'll whip these dogs.
At the double.
So,
Libyan
sounds good to me.
Infantry at your command. Libyan infantry.
Reminds me of a long time ago. So I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan, and reminds me of a long time ago whenever Oklahoma had beat, I think, OSU, or they got beat by someone else. OSU is kind of like their in-state university rival, and their coach was kind of this slightly southern type of guy, and it was funny because they were asking him questions at the press conference afterwards, you know, about what had gone wrong in the game, and he's like, well, you see, we just got whipped like a bunch of yard dogs. So I kind of thought you and Hannibal was talking about whipping these dogs. Kind of reminded me of that yokel coach. So, good times. Strange memory, I know. Air's sharing some stuff with you there that you're like, what are you talking about? But yeah, good times. Always liked watching the football games when I was young. This guy keeps opening his mouth from a distance, kind of looks funny. Hey, we're hammering that Iberian cav. But I'm going to go off of fire at will, and I'm just going to target this general area for a moment because there's a huge blob of troops right behind him. All the torch lights are all in one place. I do wish that they would put torches on these guys to like light it up rather than it just be spotlights. It'd look a lot cooler. Hopefully that's something they can add in a future patch. Oh, we're going to be getting loads of kills. Yeah, the kills are just going to start ramping up there because I'm firing right into the center. So a lot of you always ask me, you know, how are you doing that area attack? And you do it by holding Alt and then right-clicking an attack order with the Ballista. Just double-checking the minimap, make sure there's nothing going on, and we'll just continue to watch the Iberians using their shield to stop a large heavy rock. I guess that's the best they can do, so... And apparently the AI does not feel it necessary to sally forth against me. So, I'm not sure what makes them want to sally forth. But they're certainly not doing it, and they're going to take a sound thrashing because of it. I've got the graphics settings on extreme actually at the moment. I went ahead and upped it because Rum 2's been running a whole lot more stably in the last patches, so yeah, it's looking quite nice at this point. Quite nice. And it runs really nice too. So for those of you who aren't familiar with my system, the specs are on my page if you're curious. A lot of you ask me, you know, what graphics I run it on or what kind of parts I have. I'm running it's not a cheap system, but it's not a super high-end system. I mean, it's definitely not like a $3,000 or $4,000 gaming rig. It's a fairly, I don't know what you call it. I guess it depends on who you're talking to on how good they think it is. For me, I love it, of course. It's an i7 4770K, which is, you know, one of the higher Haswell processors. I mean, they make like black editions with like 6 cores and stuff like that. Mine's not one of those. The i7 really does give you quite a bit of gaming strength in the Total War games, I think, because the Total War games, I don't really know this, but they seem to be heavy on processor power. and then I'm running a NVIDIA GTX 760 that's made by Gigabyte. It's the WindForce edition. It's overclocked. 2 gigs of video RAM. I've got 16 gigs of system RAM. It's not really fast system RAM. I can't remember the exact speed, but I think it's just like the standard speed these days. I can't remember if it's like 1600 hertz or whatever it is. It's not some of the faster gaming RAM, and it does a really wonderful job. So again, you don't. I mean, obviously it does take quite a machine to run this on, you know, extreme settings, but it doesn't take you know, something completely insane. But I guess that depends on your definition of completely insane. I did end up, you know, paying around $1,000 for this build, so it wasn't cheap. And obviously a lot of people can't just do something like that, and that totally makes sense. But in any case, let's go ahead and assault the city. I just wanted to take that little quick aside to be able to tell you all a little bit about the system, since some of you asked me those questions. If you have any other questions about it, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do what I can to help fill you in on any information that you need. With my my hasty use of Mago in battle and seeing him die, I really don't want Hannibal to die, so I'm going to go ahead and be pretty careful with them for quite a while here in the campaign. And the Iberians here badly massacred from the artillery barrage. You can see that it was not a joyful experience for them. In fact, it was probably rather painful. Okay, and finally there they are.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Okay, let's get our guys back out of formation. Oh, they've got Iberian slingers and a bunch of swordsmen over here. I'm gonna have to be careful to keep my cav out of range. If they don't have any spears over here, which they do not actually, but they do have a lot of Iberian cav over here. This is gonna be interesting. Part of me wants to charge my melee cav and elephants into that group. I think it would work out.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Melee infantry at your command.
Okay, let's take these
Italian swordsmen. My lord.
let's take these hoplites and just kind of screen in a little ways, but we'll use our swordsmen to do the biggest bout of this work. And put those javelin men up there as well.
Libyan infantry.
Keep these Libyan infantry out of range of the slingers that are over there. So we'll go ahead and start the assault over here. Some of the mercenary Iberian slingers are popping off a quick reload.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Okay. Some of their spears are charging forward.
Men of Italia.
There we go.
Advance. Italian swordsmen. Ready for orders. They will bleed for us.
Getting a little bit of lag when my camera gets up in those trees for some reason. Could be the graphics settings, not quite sure. So I've got a nice engagement started here. Definitely going to be favorable towards me.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
This is what I was worried about. The Iberian cavalry is now going to charge me. And I'm actually going to take all these sword units and run back over here and engage that Iberian cav, these swords. And now I feel like we've got a little bit more favorable position over here.
The men are wavering.
Yeah, one of my sword units is probably getting torn up by these cav. Yeah, okay, I'm getting charged by Iberian cav just all over the place now. And there's a Scutarii cav there. I'm gonna go into the quick reload, take off fire will, hit the enemy general. And now that those Iberian cav aren't charging, should have probably engaged here. Okay, my Carthaginian cavs engaged all these light swordsmen. They ought to do fairly well there, at least momentarily. Let's follow up with these infantry units.
The enemy general is dead.
My elephants are having a hard time breaking through because these guys went into shield screen. So I'm going to have to force them just a little bit. Let's bring up these infantry, and I need to go check the other side of the battle and just make sure it's
units has used all its ammunition.
still going the way I want, and it is. Yeah. Well, we did a pretty good job of getting my hoplites into the enemy cavalry to support, And then my elephants and cav were able to break all these light swordsmen. So you can see that, you know, light swordsmen are very much at risk to melee cav now. They just have a hard time killing it. You know, the fight may still last for a while, but I mean, they're not very good at killing the melee cav. If you have a unit that has formation attack, it's a little bit better at holding off melee cav. It won't be fantastic, but it'll be pretty good. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. So Bale's Wrath has ranked up, and we've exterminated yet another faction. We can go ahead and repair the town center. We've already got 2 temples, no need for any more. Let's build a farm just to build up our income a little. We can upgrade one of these to get more wine. Why not? More wine. Pour on the wine. Okay, so Hannibal's done his deed for this turn, and let's take care of the upgrades to his army. So Bale's Wrath has another upgrade available to him here. Let's go with Siege Experts, because he's definitely going to be having to do some sieging. And we've got him set there. That's pretty much the end of my money at this point. I wonder, I have a spy in Hannibal's army. I'd really like to get a veteran into his army so that we can get his men ranked up before we cross the Alps. And I think we're doing good for now. Let's go ahead and end this turn. Just kind of see what happens here. See if we have any counterattacks. Lusitani are going to back off, understandably.
You are strong and wise, and yet I wonder why you stand aside from this war. I beg you, fight!
Alright, these guys want me to... What kind of... So they're a military ally. They've started a war against the Arvasi, which I don't really approve of. But, I mean, I do have these 2 tribes keeping the Arvasi from my homelands there. I just don't really want to start a war with them until I get rid of the Lusitani, and the Lusitani still have a lot of territory. I'm going to decline to join this war. It may hurt my relations with them a little bit, but it should be alright. And the Massaisli are going to make a desperation assault. Oh, no, they just blockaded and then took off with the other fleet. This is a desperation assault. But we'll kill them. So that's going to be the end of that Massaisli fleet. And that means there's one more before their faction's extinct. And the sooner they're extinct, the better, because they did have a mage running around over there that was getting on my nerves. Rebellion at Sissus. I didn't know it was about to rebel because it had been... Oh, it's because of the war that I went on. Okay, this is starting to get on my nerves. Like, the political system isn't terrible, but it needs some work, and let me show you what I mean. So, the problem is like, I mean, I have pretty good influence going on right now, but sometimes you'll be playing a campaign and there'll be like one guy in the other dynasties, or even no people, none. And they'll still be like climbing in influence even though there's no one there. So like, I mean, the political system does kind of escape me still at this time, and it seems like everything you do just takes away more influence, even though your guys get considerably more. But Hannibal's got some serious influence now, so that's good. I'll try and keep an eye on it. I haven't even looked into what the end game is at this point for as far as like what happens with any rebellion or anything. So there are some Sessatani rebels here. Sissus would receive a garrison of 3 hoplites and 4 mob, and then I would have this fleet here that would reinforce. So I could hold them off for a little while, actually. Okay, like once again we've got quite a bit of money. Let's see where the best place is to spend it. Abora can be upgraded where we get more food and more olive oil to trade. I really want to push on Aliso, but we're going to need just a little longer to retrain there. And I can't make it back to Sissus in a single turn. But we can go ahead and start some things here. So let's take a look at the different... Ooh, wow, we can get 120 wealth from this one right there. We're going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the town center because, again, it's more wealth. And construction cross growth. We'll go ahead and upgrade it before I upgrade the farm. Before I buy the farm. I am going to go ahead and start marching to Sissus so that we can get rid of these rebels. On this particular turn in, we should be fine. As far as these armies down here in North Africa, since they're no longer needed for fighting off Numidian tribes, what I'm going to do is actually put this army into forced march and make my way to Carthago. And these will be a couple of armies that I'll use to invade Sicily. How did this fleet get so beat up from just a crappy little Missaisli fleet that was wildly outnumbered? Oh well. Okay. Income's definitely looking much better now, folks. Much better. There's a big improvement. Let's go ahead and just end one more turn. Haven't seen Rome or Syracuse show up on my doorstep yet, which is good, because I'm honestly not real prepared. But I would like to get the invasion of Sicily underway so that it can help put some pressure on...
From this day, all
Why would you
treaties are
end your
broken,
defensive
all
alliance with me,
agreements
you
void,
dumb butts?
all-
Fear is your lot. Now come the ravens. Beaks agape for your guts.
Not sure
Eager
why
for our
they would
sword
declare
work.
war on me. They are allied to the Cantabri of Okay. Interesting. I'm going to call my allies to help. And it looks like my allies join me. So that means Hannibal's going to have his hands full for a little while longer still. Raise an army at Cartuba. Do I need to raise an army at Cartuba? Sometimes they give you missions that it's like, really? Do I need to do that? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
Further orders?
We've got enough men. I'm going to push Aliso so we can put some hurt on the Lusitani. We've got pretty good chances in this battle. I don't have any spearmen on foot, so let's continue the siege real quick. I wonder if there's any mercenary spearmen available to me. None there. And none there. I wonder why I can't pick up any Scutari spearmen or something. That'd be great. I could pick up more Scutari. Noble fighters would be unbelievable, but also probably not real necessary. Mercenary Iberian slingers would be cheap. I can get mercenary Balearic slingers, which would be great. Let's think what we need here. Wouldn't hurt to get some missiles to screen my army. And I'm going to grab a couple of these Iberian slingers as well. Let's hire these guys up. Close this. And let's go ahead and assault Aliso. We've got 4 ladders to work with, which isn't a whole lot, and but we can get it done. I have my slingers, which can help my men advance. There are some... So there's a garrison army, and then probably a reinforcing fleet and a garrison fleet. That could be an army. I can't tell. That Bandua's will. Not really sure yet. But take Aliso. Is this where modern day Lisbon is? I think. I don't know. I don't really know Portugal very well. So if anybody's watching, let me know if that's where modern day Lisbon is. I think it is. So let's go ahead and start deployment. There is one tower there, but I mean that'll be a fairly good spot to attack. Probably the best spot to attack because there's only that one tower. And if I just take my siege ladders to here, 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 here like this, I can hopefully stay away from those until I get men over the wall. So it looks like they've put my light swordsmen on the ladders. I don't really want to do that. I'd like to have a unit that has a little more missile protection.
Bleed for us! Scutari! Shield man! Scutari!
Okay, got my Scutari.
War elephants!
Let's get all my slingers into a group.
As you say! Cavalry! Build us!
Got my Peltast over here. Put a couple of Hapotes. I just wanted some infantry in kind of each area so that just in case some reinforcements get up behind me, we can take care of them. Okay, there are some enemy...
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Okay, what are these guys? Skirmishers. Skirmishers. Okay, there's one Iberian Slinger unit over here. Not too worried about them. My slingers will outrange their skirmishers right over here. Let's just move these guys up and leave them on fire at will and see if we can hit these guys. Hopefully it'll work out. Let's see what their arc of fire looks like when we get close. Okay, my guys are opening fire. It's a pretty good arc of fire. Some of my stuff's still hitting the walls. Skirmishers are slightly resistant to missile fire, generally. These guys have low armor, though, so I do think that they'll get taken out. So I'm going to take my time and kill a few of them, and then here in a second I'll begin the assault, start moving up the ladders. Yeah, this unit's already down quite a few men. Let's go ahead and do a rapid reload. This ought to greatly increase the amount of fire that my guys are pouring on. Sweet. Yeah, slingers are a great way on these kind of barbarian walled cities to kind of push back the enemy, because their long range gives them the ability to beat back skirmish units, like javelin units, I should say, in particular. If I get in range of that archer tower here in just a minute, though, it's gonna start going after me.
Build us! Proud sons of Carthage! Slingers!
There are reinforcing troops coming in by boat, and they are landing in this vicinity. I'll keep an eye on them just to make sure they don't get on my flank. And we're hopefully going to start pushing back. Okay, that unit's routed, so my slingers can now focus fire on the next unit. We're getting some pretty good shots from here. These guys are going to go down pretty quick. Get some real nice shots, actually. Killing... Ooh, there's another skirmish unit that popped up on the walls here that weren't visible. They must have been back here in this little area right behind the wall. Can probably hide them from my visibility. Makes sense. Can't see through walls. Not even Hannibal had X-ray vision. So... yeah, I'm just going to kind of slowly pick at these guys. Might fast forward for a second. Get them knocked out of the battle. And just see if we can kind of pick away at these skirmishers. And then I'll move in my my javelin men whenever I move the ladders forward. Yeah, my slingers are doing great here, actually. Not a ton of kills because they're not firing on open ground, but they're getting, you know, they're getting the job done. These Iberian slingers. Now there. Okay, I think it's time to go ahead and begin the ladder.
Fearless warriors!
Start moving the ladders up.
Shield men! Hack them down! Melee warriors! Shield men!
Okay, got all the ladders going up.
Build us! Quick march!
Might go do a flaming attack on that tower with my javelin men. Okay. The only units that's left up there is this mercenary Iberian Slinger. I forgot I can't do a flaming attack, actually. So yeah, that's actually not going to do me any good. I'm just going to save my javelin men. Get back away from those arrow towers. Look at that, I already killed 8 of my men with that arrow tower. Those arrow towers are brutal. Absolutely brutal. This mercenary Balearic Slinger's already eaten 8 casualties too. Almost every arrow it fires hits you dead on, and I mean, it just kills and kills and kills. It's like the gift that keeps on giving if you're the defender. Let's see if we can go throw these guys up over or use their javelins to get up and over the wall. I'm going to pull my Slinger
One of our
group back.
units has used all its ammunition.
They're becoming less than effective at this point.
We will darken the skies!
Okay, and now we can move my heavier infantry and my light infantry that's free forward to get ready to climb the ladders as well. For some reason why you guys... Oh, the Iberian Slingers were hidden momentarily, so I wasn't able to continue my attack. If those Slingers come back into view, which they have,
Quick march!
see if I can get a few javelins off on them. Okay, my ladders are at the wall. We're going to have men over the walls here quickly. Sweet. Yep. My men are now scaling the ladders, my Scutari. And and are coming over the walls unopposed because we were able to push back most of the skirmishers. There is one unit right here that's after me. I'm going to go ahead and put one unit on an order to get there, and then another unit give them an attack order on these skirmishers over here. And it looks like we pushed back the enemy there. Time to get the rest of our reinforcements up, and we're now capturing the arrow tower as well. And those skirmishers are caught. Oh, check it out, man! That was a sweet animation there. That guy jumped on top of him, took him down. Nice. Good gut stabbing. Look, he's got a javelin stuck in his shield.
Shield man!
Come on, push forward. Take him out. Yeah, that guy just got a good stabbing too. I love the one-on-one animations here. They're pretty darn sweet. Alright, routed them. And the arrow tower is almost in my control. It looks like we've got just a couple more units fleeing back here. What is this? Oh, an Iberian skirmish unit. We want to take them out. I'm going to get the Scutari to charge them before they can really start unloading a lot of javelins. And the arrow tower is now firing at them as well. We'll see if these Scutari can catch them. Kind of getting a little bit of like stutter lag here every now and then. I might go adjust some of my settings, see if I can get rid of it. It's not too bad, but I like to keep the experience as smooth as possible. Let's see, so town center's up there. I'll probably, looks like I'm going to take this route to the town center so I can avoid these gate towers. I might take my hoplites to capture the gate towers actually. Oops.
Ready for battle!
Okay, all of my infantry are almost over the walls.
Cavalry! Ready!
Go ahead and start moving these guys over here towards these woods.
Missile infantry ready.
Yeah.
The gods are with us.
Hoplite unit is pretty much on top of the wall. Let's head this way. Take this unit that way, and then I'll send one sword unit with them just in case.
Iberian swords!
And let's take all these units and move up to this point. Alright. So there's one Iberian tribesman that has obviously come off a boat that's awaiting my arrival over here. I'm thinking a hoplite charge would actually be pretty devastating to this unit if I go out of formation attack. Let's go ahead and give this unit an order to get in the radius of this tower to capture it. And we'll bring this guy up here too. They're kind of running away. There's a dismounted tribesman there too. Oh, I didn't send any spears to protect these guys from melee cav. That's not good.
And your shields up!
Wasn't really quite in shield screen, but hopefully I still get some kind of bracing bonus. Yeah, I really should have gotten that set up a little better. Both my hoplite units got caught here, which sucks because the arrow towers are gonna tear me up while I kill this cheap unit. Use my Scutari to attack there. Oh, all these guys came down the same. Trying to get one of them out. I'm a little blobbed up here.
Shield man!
And let's take these guys out and go attack here. Alright, a lot of their cav came over here against my hoplites, which is fine, but I need to try and pull one of my hoplites out of this fight. I'm going to take this one out of formation attack. Really have to get over here and capture this gatehouse. These Iberian cav are going to really kind of screw up my swordsmen there. My guys are having a hard time getting within the capture radius there. And actually, this is not going to go as well for me as I'd like either, because they have some Iberian. Well, actually, this will go alright for me. That Iberian cavalry is dying. I'm just a little bit bunched up, but I have another unit coming around over here that'll help me out. Yeah, definitely some lag going on here for some reason, so I'll change some of my settings, see if I can improve it. And there's an Iberian Slinger unit right in front of this wall too. We'll see if they make any moves to capture it. Yeah, these hoplites out of formation attack ought to do fairly well against that light cav, but to be honest, Cav with a bonus versus infantry does pretty well even against spear units. Unless it's the barbarian ones with the frenzied charge, that's kind of more difficult to counter.
They will bleed for us.
Those Iberian tribesmen are going to start getting cut down pretty good. The gatehouse is now under my control.
More elephants!
We have captured the gates!
Those Iberian cav are lasting a long time for a cav unit. But all my cav's going to move into the city now as well, and these units over here are going to get demoralized by numbers, and they're getting slightly outflanked by the Scutari. And I apologize for the little stutter lag that's going on there. Like I said, I'll tweak some of the settings and see what it is. It might be the vegetation alpha or something like that that I have running.
Our spears are yours. Warriors eager for blood.
Yeah, these Iberian slingers picked an inopportune time to be away from the protection of their other units. What is this? Ooh, crap, that's a Lusitani noble. Yeah, don't
General is under attack.
just... Crap, no, come on, my general's getting hit by flaming arrows. I need to get my elephants into that Lusitani noble. This is just a horrible blob over here. Let's see if I can pull another unit loose.
Elephants. Forward.
Can't go into flaming shot, but I can hit rally and inspire. Not sure if I'm quite close enough to pull it off. Let's go into trample. These guys are shield screened, but still ought to take a pretty good thrashing on the charge. Inspire this unit, and then I'm going to need to reinforce my general now, because those Lusitani nobles are a very high attack unit, and my elephants can handle them. Should be alright, since they haven't taken HP damage anywhere else. And let's see if we can get into this fight. I don't want my cav. I'm going to charge just my Carthaginian cav because they don't have javelins. I'm worried my Iberian cav will throw the javelins and hit my own elephants pretty bad. But I'll bring my Carthaginian cav up against these Lusitani nobles as well. My sword blob over here. Air sword blob strategy. Not highly recommended. Good grief. Again, lag. Sorry about it. Good. Yeah, maybe it's the vegetation, because it seems to get worse when I'm around the vegetation. So, in fact, we could just go to the options real quick and try it. Advanced options. Vegetation alpha off. And let's try that. And let's accept changes, back, and resume battle. Not sure if that'll be it or not. It does seem better when I'm around the trees. Well, no, still happening right here though. A little bit of stutters. I'll try a few other things and see what works, because it shouldn't be doing that. Clearly, something I have turned on is making it act funny. Well, that's going to be the battle. At this point, we're going to have killed the last Lusitani unit, so that'll be it. Anyway, that's all for this episode. HeirofCarthage signing off.